Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nubraids. We're on the test server, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the guy, actually 30 minutes before the Deck of Fate for him goes live. I'm recording this one. I'm going to jump over and record a Deck of Fate video straight after. I don't know which one's going to be out first. I'll probably just put them both out around the same time anyway. But it's Kawn Branchbreaker, Void Legendary from the Orcs. He's brand new. Is he any good? We're going to test it out, and we are going to see today. I've got a pretty good idea. I've got a pretty good expectation, I think, of how good he's going to be. I guess we'll find out. And the expectation for me, because I did take a quick glance, I've been busy the weekend. Stay tuned for the Deck of Fate video to see why. It's very fun. But yeah, I did take a quick gander at some of the other CC videos, and it seems like people are a little bit unimpressed with his damage multipliers, which is sort of what I would expect. I don't think he's going to be blowing people up in one shot, but I do think that he has a lot of potential with a lot of utility. Well, let's take a quick gander at his kit here, and let's see why. We'll go through his A3, A2, then A1, then his passive, but his A3, 3-turn cooldown, shield buff proportional to his defense, and a 25% strengthen on all allies for 2 turns, and counterattack on himself. And I think most of the time this is what you're going to want to open with. He's got a pretty good shield. So to give you some context, well, this is Def actually. These are the multipliers for some shields that you might know of. We've got Kawn himself. He's a 3.5 times defense shield. Now, as you can see, he does not I can actually tell you, he self-buffs defense a little bit, but every 4th turn by him. So don't rely on that. It's not going to happen much. You're going to want someone else to give him increased defense. He's got a 3.5. Freya has 2.5 times defense plus 10% of the target's max HP, and she does self-buff increased defense, so hers will generally be better. Helicat is the exact same, 3.5 times defense. Wixwell has a 3, but he's also self-buffing increased defense. And Valkyrie's is a bit stronger with the 4. And, you know, you can also look into their base defense. Valkyrie's is a bit higher, for example. But yeah, it's a fairly good defense shield. He just doesn't self-buff the increased defense consistently. But it's a good shield. Strengthen as well. That's also good. And then counterattack for 2 turns is nice. If we jump to his A1, in fact, let's come back to his A2. His A1 is a single target attack. Before attacking, removes a random buff from the target. Cannot be resisted if he's under shield, so you don't need to build him with accuracy. Block revive if he kills an enemy. That's great. And then increases his shields by 30% of the damage dealt up to a max of 10,000. So, I mean, so long as we hit for, what, about 30,000? Slightly more? Yeah, what, 33,000 or something? I don't know. Yeah, about 33,000. You're going to be getting 10k more points on your shield, which is actually pretty decent because you could be spamming this A1 quite a bit and you could increase that shield a decent amount. So it's not too bad. I think this is a very promising A1, and there is a massive thing to watch out for in the future with this champion. It's very unlikely you can do it now, and it's something you might use. We'll take a look at it in a bit. And then Barkbreaker, this is his AoE. It's a 3-turn AoE attack. This is what's interesting here. Ignores a percentage of each target's defense equal to 50% of the difference between this champion's max HP and any shields on them. Now, this is ambiguous language. Who is the shields? Is it shields on Kawn? We are talking about between this champion's max HP and shields on them. It could also be each target's, though. It's very ambiguous. So does it count shields on targets or shields on him? I mean, one would assume it's shields on him. That would make sense. So yeah, the more shields he has, the more defense he's going to ignore, which is potentially quite strong. And again, if he can build up a big shield with an increased defense buff and some counterattacks, that could hit pretty hard. He also destroys each target's max HP by 20% of the damage inflicted up to 50%. Of their max HP total. And that ignores shield buffs, which is fine, but not too important. But yeah, there we go. So, I mean, you can instantly see, we should also cover his passive, but he removes a random debuff from him at the start of the turn. It's random, but it's okay. I mean, if they don't have many debuffs, that could be kind of nice. You know, if there's they've slept you or stunned you, but they haven't put anything else out, it's pretty decent. Or block buffs, removing that be decent, but it is random. You can't control it. And then at the start of every 4th turn from him, removes all debuffs and gives him increased defense, which is cool. And it gives him more defense for every debuff removed up to 30%. Not small, but it will stack up over time. 33% defense in all battles. Aura. So, you can see the concept, I think, of this champion. You open with the A, so he's not a standard nuker at all. You open with the A3, you start counterattacking with the A1s, build up a shield, and then you smack them down. So, I mean, one thing we're going to test out before I give him Helm Smasher, which you're obviously going to give him, I think, fairly standard, well, actually not fairly standard masteries, standard nuker masteries, but we're making sure to grab Methodical. And then in the defense tree, I'm actually going to grab Rejuvenation, 5% more shields. And then we're not going to grab counterattack masteries. We're going to get Cycle of Revenge for more turn meter, because he's going to be counterattacking anyway, if everything goes correctly. I think here is the biggest thing to know about this champion. It's also part of what's going to make Carnage Giga OP. I think Carnage is already super strong and extremely underrated. It is dun 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 dun. Not this one. Sorry, it's this one. Sharpened Riposte. The wearer deals 50% more damage when counter attacking. Ooh, ooh. And there are plenty of good damage relics. So Essence Quencher would be decent with Kawn, though I guess it wouldn't synergize with the turn meter. Obviously, the Cat's Gaze would be extremely strong. Yeah, you can potentially have 2 of those gems, and that is something to watch out for in the future. I think this, for me, is the biggest thing. I've seen other CCs saying Kawn is bad. Like, you have to factor this in eventually. But here's the thing. You might play for, I don't know how rare this gemstone is. It's pretty darn rare. You might play for a year and never get this gemstone. And it might be much better to put this on Carnage anyway. So I don't know. Will you ever get this gemstone for this champion? By the time you get it, will it even be relevant? It's really hard to say, but it is worth noting. He is one of the better counterattack champs in the game. Yeah, certainly up there, I would think, with Carnage. Like, Carnage and Alaz might be stronger, and there could be others in future, but don't discount this. Like, that's really gonna, because he's got Block Revive on his A1. That's pretty powerful, honestly. It is pretty good. Let's take a quick gander at him in Doom Tower. And what we want to check out, we're going to be using a very similar team, by the way, in Arena. I've put together a fairly budget team. So let's see, first of all, let's give him a shield. Okay, this is actually going to give him increased defense as well. So we'll switch up the team in a sec. You can just A1, doesn't matter. You can A1, it shouldn't matter. Hopefully he gets a turn. Okay, we'll go 1 time speed. So now he has a big ol' shield. He doesn't have Helm Smasher, so that won't throw us off. He doesn't weak hit anything either. Void is a good affinity for attacking. 1 time speed. Here's his A2. About 65,000. Okay, swap that out. Take him out. Take her out. I took... You should be faster. Actually, yeah. Okay. Hopefully he's faster, Androck. I think he has gear on. Test server problems, as always. And hopefully Androck is faster. It looks like he is. So again, you could just A1. I clicked the wrong thing. You can A1. Androck, give us increased defense. Okay, so now he's got a much smaller shield. Oh, he got that from Mikage. Much smaller shield. So, let's see. Yeah, like 44,000. So confirmed. It's actually quite a substantial difference. You're going to see a massive, massive damage differential in his A2 based off your shield. We just saw a Freya shield. We had increased defense both times with the Freya shield as opposed to just the Mikage A1. He hit massively harder. I think he, again, this also makes him, I've given him, by the way, sorry, the Draft of Ire here, just +6. So I think relatively excessive, not particularly good, just to have something on him. You're definitely going to run him with Helm Smasher. When that procs, is going to go crazy. You definitely want an Ignore Defense set. I think Lethal Stone Skin is the way to go. We'll look at his gear in a sec. And yeah, I do think Cat's Gaze could... I don't have any on the test server, okay? So I can't test it, sadly. These are all the relics I have, and they're kind of bugged. But yeah, I think Cat's Gaze could potentially, again, push him to crazy... Well, not crazy numbers, but to good numbers. And definitely... with those counterattack gems, it could push him to really, really strong numbers. But to reiterate, I also think Carnage with the Cat's Gaze and the counterattack gems goes crazy and is potentially a better champ by far overall. I don't know. So that, again, just things to bear in mind, but it's important, essential even, to have that context. So for his build, I think relatively straightforward. I do think Lethal Stone Skin is the way to go. I think that's typically your best build for these defensive champions most of the time for Arena. And we've given him good defense, good. I put him in my best defense nuker gear. Actually, the same gear pretty much that was on Gallius for his showcase. And yeah, that's sort of him. I mean, potentially you could get some resist. He's got a 5-star blessing, and because of the stone skin, and he's got 40 base resist, so you could actually potentially build him with a bit of resistance. Wouldn't be awful. But yeah, I mean, typically you're looking for defense stuff, crit damage, necklace, defense banner's good. And then, speed boots, defense chest. He's got accuracy, which he doesn't need. He's got some accuracy in his kit that he doesn't need, in his build, I should say. But that's basically what we're looking at. For the blessing, I do think Lightning Cage is his best, right? You want to try to protect those shields as much as possible. I do worry slightly, maybe the Lightning Orb damage might prevent his block revive, but I presume that it would kill them with the block revive first before triggering the Lightning Orb. I guess we'll find out. But this is the theory. Let's see him in some arena fights, which is where I think he's going to be best. Actually, this is handy. We've got, yeah, okay. We might just loot. So I'm going to try put him in a more budget. So in fact, let's build a team preset here. Just delete some teams. Here we go. So I'm going to put him in a relatively budget team. So we will put him in with the Carnage, which I think should be good. We're going to put him in with Fabian, who I think is a good, strong combo. And we need an increased defense champ. There's honestly not that many. You could run him with Marius. Could work. Him plus Marius could be quite a decent combo. I think he also is going to be good against Marius for people in live arena. But Freya, Sifi would also be good. I'll put my Sifi's gear on Freya. We're running a support Freya. I'll show you that in a sec. And then him. So this is the theory here. I think we want a good speed aura. If you don't have Carnage, we could absolutely run recent Lady Noelle. Would be perfect as well, right? You could run Arbiter, just a straight up Arbiter, just a speed boost, and ensure your speed boosting is working well. We'll try Carnage first, and we'll see how it goes. And maybe it's a disaster. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? But something like that. So speed aura. We're gonna go try boost with Freya. It's as fast as I can get her. She might not be fast enough. 408 into a Fabian. We're going to lock out with so we'll boost with Freya, which will give us 20% turn meter boost. Fabian, we'll try lock him out. Then try CC them. Kawn, again, he's going to put up a big old shield and strengthen and counterattack. And then he'll nuke them on the second turn. And the concept here is we boost with Freya, lock him out. Kawn puts up a temporary shield and strengthen, and then on the next turn, Freya puts up a much bigger shield with the increased defense, and hopefully Kawn will start going crazy. And we'll just set up Carnage. He does have gear. Yeah, we'll set him up like this. And I guess if he's locked out, if we get locked out, we're just gonna die, basically. I will just set up some basic presets, something like that will be fine. And let's go. Here we might just get outsped, so I don't have a good intimidating pre. In fact, let's switch. Somebody over. Wait, who is in this team? I've already forgotten. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have a good intimidating presence. We could swap him. So I guess we'll do that quickly. We'll just swap Fabian over to make sure we've got an intimidating presence over here. Swap him to. So we've just got one source of it on the team. Let's go. If we get outsped, we probably just die, and it's quite possible we will. For this level, I'd say 408 speed is kind of slow. Hey, never mind. It's fast enough. Okay, so we boost up with 20% turn meter boost. And luckily, unlike Sifi, who does trigger Queen of Hearts, this doesn't. And then we can come and we can lock them out. This guy is the guy who maybe doesn't have any gear on. Let's just do this for a sec. And it's quite a nice little sort of counterattack team. I have to say, he got some extra turn meter. That's cool. I guess we can just, okay, never mind. We're going to just kill this team. But yeah, we can see Kawn himself. We put it on auto. Kawn himself is kind of slow. Actually, with the speed tune I've got, so apparently I've got a pretty bad speed tune where Kawn put on his shield, and then immediately we got the shield from Freya as well. And I think they're missing their turns from True Fear and whatnot, and they're getting kind of wrecked, which is not exactly what we want. He goes in with a nuke and takes them out. In this case, Carnage did more. Let's see. This is a tougher team. Again, if we get locked out, we're really in trouble. So hopefully they're not too much faster. I do have one crazy OP relic if we want we could use for speed. Oh, we are actually slightly faster. Great. So we can boost up. Okay, and we are fast enough. I didn't speed tune properly, but we actually managed to mostly lock them out, which is fantastic. And Carnage is going to just start doing some work, which is cool with some counterattacks. We're going to get smacked here. Hopefully this will... Okay, didn't kill us. That's good. And we can put up... It's a pretty decent little temporary shield. Yeah, I definitely got the speed tune wrong. As you can see, that Freya is now going to replace it with a much stronger shield. So we're not getting the full benefit of his shield, but you are getting the full benefit. Let's actually see if we can kill her. Beautiful. But yeah, it's a nice shield to protect us. Carnage, doing that much. Kawn, I mean, 42k, it's actually pretty decent. Actually pretty good. And I don't know, yeah, we should just win this one for free. Cool. So it's a nifty little team. I want to see us against Amarius, and let's see how hard he smacks here. Bang. And plenty of damage. Absolutely plenty. Okay, great. Let's try this one. Actually, no, that's going to be too fast. Okay, this looks much better. We want to get our buffs up, but not kill them. So I think against Marius. So think about this, right? Kawn, he's putting up a shield with strengthen. Great. Okay, and again, perfect. Here we go. And I think this is where this sort of... Carnage is just for the aura, really. But think about Marius and these three champions, or these three... Oh, shit, how do you manage that? That's not ideal. Apparently, we didn't lock him out. Oh, because we weak hit, of course, against the Armans. But against the Marius, I think it's actually quite a nice little combo. What does Marius do? Every attack he AoE attacks. Shield and strengthen will protect us pretty well, and then the counterattack should be good. Now, unfortunately, we don't have... this is going to be a problem. The Enfeeble, if we don't have the block buffs up, block debuffs, because, yeah, the Armans kind of didn't get resisted. That's a bit unfortunate. We do have a bit of we do have 6-piece protection on Freya, but it clearly didn't protect it on Kawn, which is sad. So let's actually petrify the Marius. We don't want to get smacked at this point. We'd also be pretty good against him because he's going to be counterattacking quite a lot. There we go. He's actually removed the Enfeeble at the start of his turn. And let's see a smack against a fairly tanky team. Oh, man. Plenty of damage there. So, yeah, let's refresh. Let's see. Can we get another... Here we go. Here we go. Another team with the Marius. Let's see if we can see this combo happening again. In fact, you know what we could do? Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. Apparently I've well speed tuned it, apparently. This is good. Great. We lock him out. She's going to shift over. Totally fine. But yeah, he's not doing, again, to be clear, he's not really supposed to do the upfront nuke. Though we could... let's see. Can we steal this? Yes, we can. That's beautiful. We could, with Freya, open with her A2 if we thought we would be set up well for that. Let's put this on. Okay, he will get one attack in. So this actually works reasonably well. And then the Freya shield. Yeah, don't run these exact speeds, I guess, or you'll slightly overlap their skills. Whoops. And again, like, we can just come in and petrify. And, like, I think, honestly, this team is working great. He's also really good against Freya herself if she gets locked out, because he's going to keep counterattacking. He didn't do any damage there, though. Support Freya is doing some work for us. I mean, let's just do this and really start to wreck him. And Kerplunk, he's going to get smacked. But he's fine. Yeah, gosh, this team is even too strong. I'm going to take the Carnage out. We're not even properly... We're going to take Carnage out. We're going to put something else in. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Let's take out Carnage so we can actually see stuff happening. And let's put in... yeah, I have her in a resist build now in the live game, but not here. Let's put in Noelle. And that's... I don't know, she can do whatever. We'll manual with her, I suppose. But yeah, let's see this. So I'm thinking he's decent, but you do need sort of specific enabler champions, which is a little bit awkward. So nobody on the test server has any speed. This is really bizarre to me. I'm shocked that we're outspeeding people. I'm going to actually give us increased speed. But yeah, I think with a lockout, I think he really wants to go with lockout. But yeah, just, you lock them out. You're forcing them to attack. I'm going to just use his A1, actually. But yeah, against Marius, here he goes. Bonk. It's decent damage. It's not crazy, though. You can see that right there. It's decent, but not crazy. Let's just debuff Marius. He's going to attack us, but we don't get the attack back. I'm not even sure why he did counterattack us, to be honest. Fabian Doesn't matter what you do, you can't do anything. Again, we could come in and say, you know what? Bam, block revive. So there he actually did. You could see the difference. When Helm Smasher procs, he did 50,000. That's a big difference. That's a very big difference. But my goodness, like, he just did 50k with an A1. Obviously, you get a slight damage nerf as well. There we got our buffs actually stolen. So he's pretty bad against Fabian, as you can see. But never mind. I mean, his A1, 42,000 just killed him. It's not bad. Like, that block revive, it's not bad. He's an interesting champ. Yeah. Like, yeah. I think you get a pretty good gist for him. There he's self-buffed again, 40k. He's blocked revive again. Not too shabby, honestly. Yeah, and again, you can build this team if you've got the recent guarantees. Obviously, Freya's was extremely expensive, but if you got them, there you go. You could build this sort of team, and it's a solid enough team. Yeah, he's sort of that defensive dude. Yeah, man, his A2 really does hit hard if he sets it up in the right way. We could, again, I think the +4 6-star guys just kind of lock us out before we get a turn. This could be actually interesting. Cruisin'. Again, if he outspeeds us, we're in trouble. We'll find out in a second here. See what we can do. He's got buff strips. This could be bad because Theodosia can actually steal buffs. So we'll see. So we are fast enough, which is good. We did lock him out, which is good. We'll manual this one so we can see it. Actually, we'll probably freeze them to stop the Theodosia. So let's freeze them, which is nice, though Sifi can, of course, remove it. We'll try put this up. Now, again, he did actually lock us out. That's not ideal. So she's actually put up her defensive thing. Okay, cool. So we failed to lock her out. And he has reset himself, which is not great. We'll just heal him up. He's definitely missing gear. He's clearly missing gear on his Rotus. You would expect Cruisin's Rotus to hit probably for like 200,000. So maybe never mind. Let's just see him hopefully get smacked a little bit. Now, here's again the thing is you're not going to, as you can see. Oh, and she's going to steal. This is going to be very bad. Look at this. Oh, she didn't steal the counterattack, but he didn't do much damage counterattacking her. Interesting. We'll see if we can push her back a bit. Will boost us up a little bit, but yeah, we would clearly lose against this team. Again, we can see his A1. He doesn't have increased defense. I mean, let's see. Against the Sifi, it's a little bit of damage. He's not doing that upfront burst. We can freeze some of them. We can revive some of them. Put on the shield. Should help us a little bit. Turn meter's been pushed back. Let's actually petrify her. Thanks very much. Okay. Let's see his nuke here. How hard is he going to hit? Plenty hard. Plenty hard. Yeah. I definitely, as you can see, obviously they don't have a damage dealer here properly. If this Rotus was geared, we clearly would have died. Yeah, I think he's a fine champ, actually. I think people have been too harsh on him. That's my thoughts on him. I'm actually fairly well impressed. Again, this team would wreck us. Ooh, how do we do against... This would be interesting. We put up shields. Wow, he is so bad against Narcissus. It's not even funny, man. Narcissus is like, I want you to have shields and strengthen, and then I do more stuff. He's like, hey, how about I give us both? How about both? So this should be kind of interesting. He's also a lot faster than us. Oh, well, okay. That's actually not so bad. If we revive, we're just going to... We might as well revive, though. We did freeze the Sifi, which sort of worked. I guess we YOLO put the shield on. Uh-oh, he got his cooldown back. Uh-oh, even more shields. Oh, no, this is going to hurt so much. If he has his... well, we can steal his turn meter a bit. Will that help us? I doubt it. Okay, no, he did Spears. Oh, but he's going to have an extra turn. Oh, yeah, that's going to hurt. Oh, we didn't die because of Freya. So that's decent. And then let's see. He has a really big shield still, funny enough, because Narcissus ignores the shield. So Freya kept him alive. Let's nuke. Oh, never mind. He's actually all right against them. I was going to say he's terrible against this team. No, he's actually okay. He's actually not too bad. It could be a lot worse. See if she provokes. She didn't. Arbiter, though, didn't revive for whatever reason. Arbiter griefing. Her team. Hate to see it. Let's see about Arbiter. Removed a buff as well. Oh, that's one thing. We haven't seen him, but because he does remove a buff, he could get polymorphed a lot as well. Oh, wow. She's just reviving everyone. Oh, is she going to revive? Not this time? Okay. Let's see how we do. We've got no revive on our team. Uh-oh, Narcissus is back. It's a disaster. Maybe it's terrible. Yeah, the A1 is not super strong. He didn't kill Freya. Freya too tanky, thankfully. He decided not to heal Freya. That's a bit grief. Freya doing a little bit of damage. We'll take it. Bam, Bark Breaker. I'm actually surprised. I really thought he'd do badly there. Yeah, I think he's pretty good. This champion, he actually impressed me a decent amount. What you have to, again, to reiterate, you have to understand, this is not an upfront nuke champion. This is a champion that is more about, he's the duo thing of trying to keep your team alive. Shield and Strengthen is not an attacking move, needless to say. But he will be pumping out damage with his A1. I do think Polymorph will be a problem. We didn't see it happen, but it could be a big problem. Every time he A1s, he can be triggering Polymorph. But the block revive is good, growing the shield. He's got a big nuke, but he is a slow champion. I do think he could be helpful for people, though, especially with Fabian. I think him plus Fabian is a good combo. He protects Fabian, keeps him alive. And yeah, Fabian can strip off the buffs, and this guy can easily nuke them down or kill them with the A1. I think they're quite a good combo together. I was pretty impressed, honestly. But yeah, you have to understand, this is not like a Siegfried A3, which is absolutely OP and just, you know, deletes an entire team. Pretty much no questions asked. This is a slower champion that's half about protecting your team, half about doing damage. I think he's actually pretty decent at both of them. It is a bit tricky to get counterattacked. Obviously, in live arena, people just won't target him. But against, yeah, he's not bad against the Marius if you lock out the Marius. So if someone first picks Marius, you could go like, oh, Fabian Kawn. It's not terrible. You may have better stuff, right? This is probably, I'm going to go check out the Deck of Fate. It's going live in 1 minute. It's probably very expensive. So you might have better options. But I think this guy's pretty solid. And he could be, like I said, a very big threat with that counterattack gemstone. He could actually be pretty terrifying with the block revive. So I think he's good. I think he's good. He's a good champ. Do you need him or not? It's up to you. But yeah, I think he's solid. He's pretty solid. I'll probably go for him myself. I think it'd be good to have. You can't go wrong with a Void Legendary. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, I got it's tricky for me with the gear because I did pull the Mythical. I've got Gallius now, and I think Gallius is okay as well. They're very different champions, but both defensive nukers. You only have so much defense nuker gear. But yeah, Kawn. Is Kawn good? Yep, Kawn's pretty good. You just have to understand how to use him. I don't think he's OP. I think he's just good. I think he's good. Not the most busted, completely change your account champion in the game, but he is a good Void defense nuker. Yeah, certainly for Arena, way better than Soulless or anything like that. Guys, thanks for watching. That's him. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.